This cannot happen. If Chelsea pull this off, it is a masterstroke to the highest level. This would be genius bit of transfer news. A genius transfer. I'm not going to lie, it even would piss me off. Mohammed Kudus, Tottenham have put a £50 million bid in, right? According to reports, according to Jacob Steinberg, West Ham would prefer to sell to Chelsea. But then when you look at, this is a transfer domino. And let me break it down to you guys. Arsenal signed Madueke for £50 million from Chelsea, which then gives Chelsea £50 million to spend. Chelsea then go and sign Mohammed Kudus for £50 million, and they get Ethan Nwaneri. Ethan Nwaneri is reluctant to sign a contract extension at Arsenal because he wants guaranteed game time. And the signings of Madueke and the signings of Eberechi Eze potentially halter that. Is there a pathway to the first team when you look at the number 10 position with Martin Odegaard and Eberechi Eze? You look at the right wing position with Bukayo Saka and Madueke. And you look at the left wing position potentially with Rodrigo, Martinelli and Trossard, which opens up the door for a move to Chelsea. And this will really piss me off. Because how do they do this? How did Chelsea, everyone talks about 1 billion, 2 billion spent, but no one really talks about how much money they get for players. 60 million for Mount, 30 million for Tammy Abraham, 40 million for Tomori, 60 million for Kai Havertz. It's obscene, the amount of money they keep getting. 30 million for Kovacic, right? I don't know how they do this, but they do. We're going to break it all down. Make sure you drop a like. Let me know your plans. Today, it's the weekend after all. Make sure you drop that subscribe button as well. We're just under 500 subs from 61K. I want to talk about what Fabrizio Romano has come out to say today regarding Madueke and regarding Ethan Nwaneri. Now, his current pin tweet was 22 hours ago, and Fabrizio Romano has then come out with an update regarding Nwaneri Madueke. He wants a move to Arsenal. You're talking £50 million, another big sale. Do Chelsea really need him as it stands right now with Delap, with João Pedro, with Cole Palmer, with Pedro Neto, with Christopher Nkunku, with Nicholas Jackson? Do they really need him? Probably not. But if you can generate a £50 million sale and potentially go and get yourself Nwaneri from Arsenal, who only has 1 year left in his contract, or maybe even Mohammed Kudus, that is a stroke of genius from Chelsea Football Club. Madueke hasn't asked to leave Chelsea at this stage, focused on Club World Cup, which I think Chelsea will comfortably make the final. Meanwhile, he's understood to be open to a move. And that's the thing. The amount of money that Chelsea have already generated through the Club World Cup, if they get to the final, they would have already covered the João Pedro and Liam Delap signings, which essentially gives them more money to go and spend. Fabrizio Romano has then come out with another transfer update this morning, and he's come out and said the following. Understand Arsenal are set to send a bid of around £50 million for Nwaneri Madueke after agreement with the player on personal terms. Told Madueke has committed to a 5-year deal until 2030, already approved by the players' camp. How do they do this? Is he a guaranteed first-team player at Chelsea? No. How are you getting £50 million? I'm sorry, but that's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. Fabrizio Romano has also come out regarding Mohammed Kudus. Now, David Ornstein gave an exclusive last night, which we've dropped a video on this last night as well, which is, of course, one of Chelsea's main transfer targets. West Ham United have tonight received an offer of around £50 million from Tottenham. Direct club talks continue. The 24-year-old is prioritising Tottenham if exits. Personal terms, no issue. That's what David Ornstein said last night. Now, Fabrizio Romano has also come out this morning and spoken about Chelsea and Spurs regarding Mohammed Kudus. And he says Tottenham are set to bid again for Mohammed Kudus next week. Chelsea have also been in touch with Kudus' camp, with more clubs also interested, but Spurs want to accelerate. Now, I think this may depend on the situation with regards to Nwaneri Madueke. Now, another Chelsea player who could be set to leave, João Felix opens the door for a Benfica return. Seeing Bruno, the coach, who I know is important for my career, earns points in my decision over future. And I see good eyes return to Benfica, and it's maybe where I'm also most inclined. So you could probably generate £30 million for João Felix as well, which is just absolutely insane, the amount of money. Now, Romano said this last night. Chelsea are keen on Nwaneri if Arsenal talks over a new deal collapse. If they pull off Nwaneri and sell Madueke to Arsenal and get Mohammed Kudus, I will lose my mind. I'd absolutely lose it because I want Mohammed Kudus. I want him at Spurs. I think he's going to be a fantastic addition to our squad. If they manage to bring in, listen. If they manage to bring in Nwaneri, who's one of Arsenal's star youngsters, and sell Arsenal Nwaneri Madueke, that is a transfer stroke of genius. Now, the news come out yesterday regarding Nwaneri Madueke. It was sorry, not Nwaneri Madueke, regarding Ethan Nwaneri 20 hours ago. Romano said the following: Chelsea have shown interest in Ethan Nwaneri's situation only in case a new deal won't be sealed with Arsenal. Nwaneri and Arsenal are in talks over a new deal while the player wants game time. Separate from the deal, Madueke, who agreed personal terms with Arsenal. Now, the interesting thing about this is that Jacob Steinberg has come out yesterday regarding Kudus to Chelsea and said the following, that they believe that West Ham are more inclined to sell to Chelsea rather than selling directly to Tottenham. Now, Tottenham's new CEO, Vinay, was Arsenal CEO and had a very, very, very good relationship with West Ham. You think back to the Declan Rice situation. Ethan Nwaneri, according to Ben Jacobs, is reluctant to sign a new deal at Arsenal without guarantees of game time, per Alex Crook. Several clubs, including Chelsea, appreciate Nwaneri. More credible sources coming out. Yeah. That would be just ridiculous. Ben Jacobs has also come out and said the following: Arsenal and Chelsea are set to hold talks over Nwaneri Madueke. No approach yet, but Chelsea are aware Madueke has agreed personal terms. Chelsea value Madueke, but open to sell at the right price. According to various sources, that price is going to be £50 million. Florian Plettenberg has come out today saying regarding Mohammed Kudus, he's come out and said, which is a Chelsea target, Tottenham are pushing to sign Mohammed Kudus. Negotiations with West Ham are ongoing. The 24-year-old winger is opening to joining Spurs. If Chelsea get 50 million for Madueke, and you look at the amount of money they've already generated through the Club World Cup, and the amount of money they can still spend this window, you know, it wouldn't surprise me if Petrovic leaves and joins Sunderland for around £20 million. It wouldn't surprise me if Raheem Sterling is sold, Nicholas Jackson is sold, João Felix is sold, Broja is sold. They can still, you know, they've already sold Kepa Arrizabalaga. They've already spent, you know, about 120 million euros on Gustavo, Delap, Pedro, Gittins. They can get a big fee of that back through the Club World Cup and the departure and the sale of Nwaneri Madueke. People are sleeping on Chelsea, guys. I'm telling you, they are going to be a big threat next season. I just don't understand how you can get that much money for player sales all the time. Like, I look at some of their biggest sales they've had over the years, right? Their most expensive departures. Listen to this list. Eden Hazard, 120 million euros. Do you know, I'm actually going to bring it up on the screen. How did Chelsea constantly do this? Look. They got 44 million for Matic. Matson, 40 million to Villa. Conor Gallagher, 40 million euros. Tammy Abraham, Lukaku, Tomori, Courtois, Morata, Kurt Zuma, Lewis Hall. Like, how do they keep selling players? You know, Maatsen has barely even played at Villa, and they got 44 million euros for him. I don't understand why Tottenham can't go and do that. Like, it's just insane to me. It really, really is. Make sure you drop a like. Make sure you hit that subscribe button.